Mr. President, a few moments ago, I got to speak to 45 students from 5 towns in Wyoming who are here for History Day competition. And so it's only fitting that I rise today to recognize an historic event. That would be the 100th anniversary of the Boy Scouts of America receiving a Congressional Federal Charter. On this day in 1916, President Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Charter of the Boy Scouts of America, and I've introduced a resolution to commemorate that important event. The Congressional Charter has helped the Boy Scouts to become one of the largest youth organizations in the United States. In fact, Mr. President, it's estimated that more than 110 million Americans have served as members within its ranks. Scouting offers more than 110 million young people friendship, an opportunity to set positive goals and outdoor experiences. But above all, Scouting is about building character and service. It's like that young boy in London that was doing his good turn, happened to guide an American through fog, and when he tried to pay the boy said, "No, that was my good deed for the day." The man took that concept back to the United States and started the Boy Scouts. And a few years later, we got the Federal Charter. The service that Scouts have performed is immeasurable, but there are many noteworthy moments. During World War I, Scouts played an important role by collecting used paper and glass from homes. Scouts also sold Liberty bonds, valued at $147 million. That was a lot of money at that time. President Roosevelt called on Scouts to help the needy during the Great Depression and throughout World War II. They again collected materials and sold war bonds. And Mr. President, the call to service continues. Boy Scouts working on their Eagle are doing projects all over this country, thousands of hours every year to earn their Eagle Award. But another service that will happen this year is there'll be the National Scout Jamboree. That'll take place 13 months from now in West Virginia, and volunteers are needed for that effort. The Jamboree dates back to 1937, when more than 27,000 Scouts camped on the National Mall right out here. On July 19th of this year, 35,000 Scouts and Venturers will arrive at the Summit Bechtel Reserve in West Virginia for the 18th National Jamboree. I went to a National Jamboree at Valley Forge when I was in Scouts. It started with trains on the West Coast and picked up cars as it came through each state heading east to Valley Forge. It was the largest civilian movement of people in the history of the United States. It was an opportunity to get together with people from all over the United States who were fellow Scouts, as well as from other countries. I remember getting to meet some Australian Scouts at that particular Jamboree. We were having a campfire with them in the evening, and somehow a garter snake happened to come through the camp. They leaped up and hacked that snake to pieces. We said, "What's that all about?" They said, "Well, in Australia, we have 25 snakes and 23 of them are poisonous, so we try to kill them first and then identify them." A lot of opportunities in Scouts. This Jamboree will provide some outstanding experience, adventures, and achievement for merit badges through a number of outdoor sports like whitewater rafting, rock climbing, and zip lining. In keeping with the Boy Scout slogan of "Do a Good Turn Daily," there are opportunities to participate in service projects near the reserve. I'm especially excited about next year's Jamboree because Matt Myers, the Scout Executive Director for my home state of Wyoming, is the National Jamboree Director. But Matt can't do this alone. Thousands of volunteers have to work to make the Jamboree a success by serving as first responders, media specialists, IT support, doctors, and more. Now, an interesting thing about these volunteers, they have to pay their own way to the session. They have to pay the same fee as everybody that camps there, and they have to give up 2 weeks of their vacation. When they had the last one 3 years ago, I think there were 8,000 of these volunteers that came and dedicated their time to the boys that are in Scouts. Scouting's meant a great deal to me and to my family over the years. Incidentally, there are 10 United States senators that are Eagle Scouts. The normal percentage would be about 4%. But you learn a lot of leadership skills and are also encouraged to participate in your community, your country, and the world. And Scouts do that. And incidentally, there are a whole lot more in this body that have been in Scouts. And I remember one saying that he only made it to Life Scout. And he wanted me to know that they call that Life Scout because if that's all the further you get, if you don't make that next step to Eagle, you will regret it for life. But no matter what rank you go to in Scouts, no matter how long you're in Scouts, you will learn some things in Scouts that you will not learn anywhere else. Part of it is the merit badge system. I have one Scout in Wyoming who has earned all 132 of the merit badges. What a tremendous adventure in personal finance and safety and career exploration. You can learn about just about any career working on a merit badge and find out what's involved in it, what you'd have to know, how you get into that profession. There have been some outstanding Scouts along the years. A year and a half ago on the space station, there was a Boy Scout. Now, he'd been to an academy and had been a test pilot, but after he was selected and got to see his application, there was only one thing on the application that was circled, and that was Eagle Scout. Now, while he was up in the space station, they had a piece of equipment break loose. And anything floating around in space, especially if it's big, can be a real hazard. So he took the thing and tied it down using a clove hitch. And of course, they reported back to NASA and said, we got this little problem. And NASA worked on it 2 days and sent back word that they needed to tie it down with a clove hitch and send instructions. He'd already taken care of the problem. You never know what you learn, how it can be used later. Yesterday, I got to meet with some of the Upward Bound TRIO students. Those are kids that would be first-generation college students. And one of them was named Michael Nadig. And he was proud to tell me during our meeting that he was an Eagle Scout. Now, I'm pretty certain that this is one that is going to go on to college and is going to complete his college, because one of the things that Eagle Scout represents, even to those people that are hiring people out there that have never been in Boy Scouts, they know that's a symbol of perseverance, of a quest to get extra knowledge. And I'm pretty sure this is one of those young people that's going to get that extra knowledge and make it through college. So I'm pleased to meet with Scouts anywhere and hear of their adventures and remember my own. And today I'm proud to recognize the 100th anniversary of the Boy Scouts Federal Charter. The values of leadership, service, character, and achievement will live on, thanks to the Boy Scouts of America. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.